Hello and welcome. I'm here to tell you a little bit about a video series that you will begin to see released on YouTube. It will be the ZMI Conversations for Crawford and Georgia Gates. Crawford Gates was a prolific American composer and also a very gifted conductor and educator. He lived in the Beloit-Janesville area and as well as Rockford, where he led both their symphonies, as well as taught at Beloit College. His path started well before that, and he has a very notable career, education, and professional outreach. He composed nearly 900 works, and although we see some of them, and they're visible on the internet, the bulk of this work is in special collections at Brigham Young University in Utah, BYU. And so what we'd like to do with this series is to give you some information. It's not exhaustive, it's not comprehensive, it's just a scratching of the surface to give you maybe a little bit of an idea of the personality and sort of touch that Crawford had in music. We'll review some of his specific pieces, a little bit about his personal life and some of the background that might have entered into those compositions, and have reflections from those who knew him or played with him. I had the good fortune to meet Crawford as I was his substitute conductor and substitute concertmaster for the Beloit-Janesville Symphony back in the early 1990s. At that point, he was an avid tennis player. He was on top of his game in terms of composition, and it was just a very special opportunity to feel his music making. It was warm, it was vital, and he certainly went for excellence. And I feel honored that he and his wife Georgia would have asked me to help video document some of their memories shortly before he passed. And so you'll see we have about 10 hours of video interview with he and Georgia that were done in Oconomowoc, and some at the Oconomowoc Arts Center, where we premiered his Fanfare for Lake Country, one of his latter works, and some of them in various locations in Oconomowoc. Later, I had the opportunity to meet with Georgia, his wife, and Liza, his daughter, and we filmed some footage at Bonifusci's, the violin shop in Chicago, Illinois. And so I hope you enjoy this footage. It's not highly edited. I just want to give you what they shared. And from that, I encourage those of you who have an interest to dig into as many symphonies or vocal works. His chamber music is extensive. And there's just so much that I would encourage you to explore in his music. He was very well known for writing for the Mormon Church, Church of Latter-day Saints. His hymns are in their hymnal. There's like 3 or 4 of them in the regular hymnal every day. The scope of his work, some of it light. He did musicals, he did plays, he did all sorts of works, patriotic works, works for holidays, sacred works. And so I know that if you take a look at Crawford Gates' musical output, you will be very impressed and find just all sorts of variety. We are working to release some recordings. I'm working personally with the Oconomowoc Chamber Orchestra, who has an upcoming concert. We will record the Crawford Gates Suite for String Orchestra. It's 5 movements, and those movements aren't really visible or available to us audio right now. There's a piece he wrote called The Healing Power of Jesus Christ. It's for 4 vocalists and keyboard. It has never been heard. That is a premiere. The Fanfare for Lake Country he wrote for this orchestra back in 2010. And there have been 7 variations on it, and in coordination with Crawford when he was here, and Georgia, his wife, we've been able to have a string quartet and string quintet made. Crawford wrote a full-length version of the Fanfare for Lake Country for violin and piano for me, and he and his wife Georgia sat side by side to complete a solo piano version of the Fanfare for Lake Country. These are at a high performance level. They're meant for those who have professional background, I think. But the Oconomowoc Chamber Orchestra also made instrumental arrangements of them, so there's a prelude and a theme and a nocturne, and the theme is transposed for all instruments, and so those people with different experience levels can also enjoy the fanfare for Lake Country. I've recorded Crawford's Romance for violin and piano with Lynette Calhoun, a wonderful pianist, and you'll see 2 recordings of that being released. In releasing his music, just a little bit of it, if we can give visibility to that greater iceberg that's sitting in special collections and encourage people to get to know his works, we'll have done a good thing. Crawford was seminal in my development, and just seeing what he did and how he worked with music. I certainly was enriched by his musical presence as well as personal presence. He gave me opportunity, and here's to Crawford. Here's to it. Here's to his music, and we look forward to doing him justice and giving you a little bit of information on this series. Hope you enjoy.